Hey YouTube. Well, yesterday I came across a very interesting video on the YouTube. Um, so a long time ago, I wondered how I should say in Japanese. May I ask you something in a very polite way? So if I go to Tokyo, Japan, or if I go to Osaka or anywhere in Japan, how would I say to a policeman or to police officer or to someone standing in front of the red light, or I don't know, someone standing there and you want to know something in Japanese and you don't know how to begin the conversation. So Japanese language is very cool because everything is different, and when you learn the language, you learn a new culture, and you want to know how to speak in Japanese, and you definitely want to know their culture, because if you don't know the culture and you speak like you would speak in French or in English or any Western language, it would be very rude, because people don't speak like this in Japan. The conversations are more like not direct, but like this. In all Asia, when you speak it, you should let the other person guess what you mean. You don't want to be too clear. In Europe or in United States, when you speak, it has to be clear. We love to speak clearly. So in Japan, it's not like this. Well, according to what I learned in Japan, you should speak in a polite way. It's like not being too clear and let the other imagine what you want to express. So you cannot express everything. So this is why why in a sentence sometimes, when I was a beginner in Japanese, I wonder why they always put the ga at the end of the sentence. Um, uh, Ga is but in Japanese, but why do you end a sentence with but? And this is because you expect him or her to continue the conversation. So you say but, and they will continue the conversation. So back to the main point I was talking about. I discovered a very useful Japanese expression. If you want to say, well, of course you have to say sumimasen. Sumimasen, it means excuse me. But afterwards you would say, may I ask you a question? And then you ask your question. And to say may I ask you a question in a very polite way, it should be something like yeah, like this. ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど。ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど。Did you get it? ちょっとI will break it down. So ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど、ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど。So in normal speech you will say すみません and they say hi, and you say ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど. Can you say it? I'm sure if you are a beginner in Japanese, it's like very complicated to say. If you are not familiar with Japanese, it's very difficult to say. ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど. But if you are familiar with Japanese, you know this is not too hard. You have to listen to it once, twice, and you know how to use it. So, if you want to ask the time, you should say すみません. They say hi. すみません. Hi. And you say ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど. And they ask you, maybe they say hi, I don't know. Hi. And you say 今何時ですか? 今何時ですか? And 今何時ですか? 今 means now. How many? G, it's like time. Des, to be. Ga, it's a particle to ask a question. Like 今何時ですか? 今何時ですか ?And you can add 今日本で何時ですか今日本で何時ですか If I make a mistake and you are fluent in Japanese or you are a native speaker, please correct me. I like people correcting me. It's not a problem for me to have some feedback and correction as long as they are like not nasty or not illogical comments. I will use them to get better in Japanese or English. I don't know. I always try to get better, and that's it. And so the expression of today was ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど。ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど。If you are learning Japanese, please post a video response where you say this. You say, すみません。ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど。And then you ask your question. It could be, what could it be? What are you doing? 何をしますか if it's a polite situation, 今何をしますか今何をしますか And then we'll say maybe 仕事をします。勤めています。水を飲みます。本を読みます。I don't know, a lot of things. So, ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど、what would you say? これはいくらですかちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど、住所は住所は住所は、住所 it means address of a house, of someone's house. So, just try it if you go to Japanese restaurant or if you're in Japan and you start to learn Japanese and you want to ask something very politely to someone you don't know much, you can use this ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど and just ask your question. You just say すみません you wait there, hi, and then you say ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけどanother way of saying ちょっとお願いがあるんですけどちょっとお願いがあるんですけど but this is slightly different. This is like you want him to do something. You don't necessarily want to ask a question, but you want him to do something for you. So for example, you say ちょっと、お願いがあるんですけど and you say they will say はい、and then you ask something you want him to do for you, like I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any idea right now, but you can use those expressions. So once again, ちょっとお願いがあるんですけど or you can say ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけどちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど So if you are learning Japanese, I'm sure this will be a very useful expression to use when you go to Japanese supermarket, you go to Japanese stores, you go to Japan, you go to all what is related to Japanese stuff, or if you're making new friends with older people, you can use this. But in general, we don't use this between friends, so you don't say ちょっと伺いたいことがあるんですけど I don't know between friends what do you say, but this is mainly in very formal situations you will use those expressions. Okay, I hope you like this, and well, this is a very long video. I didn't imagine it could be 9 minutes long. Okay, I look forward to your comments below, and I hope you understood it, and I will try to make my my best to speak better English to teach you other things about Japan I learned. And this is it. Okay, thank you.